hereby state that adequate notice of this regular meeting of the Palisades Park Board of Education has been provided to public in written notice dated June 16th, 2015. The meeting has been posted on bulletin boards located inside each school building and in the board office, communicated to at least one board designated newspaper, and filed with the borough clerk for Palisades Park. Roll call, please.
Alvarez.
Here.
Bill Kim.
Here.
Israel. Howard Donovan.
Here.
Connie Wang.
Here.
Jason Kim.
Here.
John Madison.
Here.
Anthony Rotundo.
Here.
Jeffrey Will.
Here.
Dr. Cirillo.
Here.
Laura Gillis.
Here.
Leah Montiero. Here. Richard Cavallo.
Here.
We have minute approvals for April 20th and May 3rd. Just note that the April 20th minutes that we're approving are the ones that were revised on the 17th of May.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mary Alvarez.
Yes.
Bill Kim.
Yes.
Howard Donovan.
Yes.
Connie Wang. Jason Kim.
Yes.
John Madison.
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo.
Yes.
Jeffrey Will.
Yes.
Report of the superintendent?
Yes, if you bear with me, I do have a few very important documents to share. First and foremost, I hope many of you have looked at the website. I know I continue to try to update as frequently as possible. In addition, we have about 40% success rate with regard to sending out email blasts. We can do phone blasts, but sometimes email blasts are just as and sometimes more successful when you are at your place of work. But what I did receive Monday morning and immediately shared with everyone was retesting of the water samples collected both here at the ECC and at Lindbergh Elementary School. So to reiterate, about 2 months ago, we did take a somewhat proactive approach. We sampled about 20 fixtures district-wide, and 2 showed a range that was outside of an acceptable limit after a still water test, which meant after the water did not run for X amount of hours, the water was not acceptable. We immediately shut those 2 fixtures off. We remedied those situations. We had those situations retested, and now both are within an acceptable range. Therefore, both fixtures are back in use completely. With that being said, those are only 20 fixtures. We will continue to test fixtures throughout the district throughout the summer. Number 2, I think as much as it gives us many of headaches, the 21st Century is a grant that was awarded to us 2 years ago for $250,000 a year for after-school programs. We were awarded a 3rd year for $250,000. With that being said, I will go on record and say many of our employees within this district went to a seminar and turnkeyed what I know is best practice in the state of New Jersey. We have some of the best people here doing things not only here, but now sharing throughout the state to other programs, witnessed and evidenced by a letter I received from Mr. Devin Blackwell, Education Program Specialist, New Jersey Department of Education, so congratulations to those people. A few weeks ago, Ms. Alvarez, myself, Mr. Rotundo, Mr. Donovan, Mayor Rotundo, Dave Lorenzo met regarding a potential long-range plan for our district. I have since been in touch with our architects of record. We are talking about long-range facilities plans. We are talking about major improvements district-wide. We now have to make a plan going forward on what is most important. There are some wish list items that might not be priority items, but we also know what takes precedent, and working with the board, mayor, council, and community, we will continue to move forward. I see her in the back row. I'm going to have to ask for a resolution for something that we don't normally partake in around here, but I commend Ms. Elsa Vita. She is asking the board for permission to videotape students in her class and Ms. Colleen Lang's for a workshop that she will be presenting next October, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is not something that is customary in our district, but it's something with privacy rights and laws. We have prepared a permission slip that asks parents for an okay, a release. not only for photo, but also video, whereas we can turnkey those videos into what might be a great learning tool for Ms. Vida. So we will need a motion on this. I ask, please.
What scenes, what time would they
Sure.
video on?
Ms. Vida, I'm glad you're here. Please.
The workshop is scheduled for October, and it's the first time that the teachers that are at the presentation will receive information on how to teach and what the curriculum would be for teaching science to ESL students. So the first time in the United States, it's a national conference. Myself and a colleague that I work with at Montclair State will be presenting the WIDA standards for the first time. So I need to work with a science teacher just for like a few days. I'll be videotaping the students that I have permission to videotape and with the parents' consent. And the video is only going to be showed at the conference. And it's in my possession and I'll always keep it. Like it won't be given to anyone at WIDA. So it's just that I can show the teachers that are at the conference what exactly is going on in the
So
classroom.
you'll be filming us?
No.
No,
Students.
students. The students in a particular science class.
Okay.
It's 8th grade physical science.
It's not like, you could knock it off from YouTube over there, so.
No. And it's basically me speaking and the students will be answering questions, but it's, it's bilingual, to hear the Spanish to English and everything.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yep.
Ms. Vida, for the board members that are new, can you just tell us what you do with your teacher bus?
I'm an ESL teacher at the high school. I teach fundamental level, intermediate, I really teach anything. I've had a lot of students from levels that have just entered the country, they're fundamental, they don't have any English background, to the higher levels, and at that level, we call it transitional, and then the next step will be regular English, which goes to the regular English teachers. So the function of WIDA, which is the company that runs the ESL courses, they want to specifically focus on science in the future. So that's what I'll be doing in October.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Two other very important things, and I know I see a group in the back, and I don't want them to stay too much longer because they go to bed early for exams, I'm sure, right? Exactly. We do have the track team, and if Mr. O is going to be their spokesperson, we are in trouble. So Ms. Bolbert, why don't you help him out? Ms. Rubino, come on forward, please, so you don't have to wait much longer. This can be excruciating at times. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Right in the front.
Looks good.
Even more scary.
Just breathe and make believe no one's looking at you and look at the clock the whole time. It works.
Okay. So good evening, Board of Education members and Dr. Cirillo. Tonight we are here to present you guys this. The Board of Education to show our appreciation for the boys and girls track team for our trip to New Jersey State Track and Field Championship in Egg Harbor. With 14 athletes qualifying for the meet, it was the most successful performances for the track and field program at this level.
That's okay.
To compete with New Jersey's best track and field athletes and few world-class potential Olympic athletes was a very memorable experience. I don't know just on my experience, but I had an amazing time. It was so much fun, and I think I could speak for all of them when I say that we had a blast. It was so much fun, even if we just went to put our hearts into it and just show that we really cared about track and that we want to go far in it. I think we had a lot of fun, especially seeing people who could be in the Olympics next year and seeing people who run times that are unbelievable and we put our hearts into it and we tried, but those times are like up here. So thank you for your time, and on behalf of the rest of the program and the coaching staff, we really appreciate the support you guys gave to the track and field team this season.
Thank you. I will tell you all, it is not every year that we get to send student athletes to the Penn Relays, and not only did we send you all came home in the same shape we sent you in, but you also came home with some medals, and we are extremely proud of your accomplishments. We thank you for representing us, and again, your family is very important that you do that in a class act. So continue. I know we have some seniors there, we have some younger underclassmen there, but please, now the torch is yours, run with it. Good luck. Thank you. Speaking of the torch, for those of you that don't know, this is a good segue. English teachers, be proud of me. Last Friday, Lindbergh Elementary School took part in something that has been absent for many years in this district, and I know it was a huge success. Rory Tennant deserves much praise in this endeavor. Came to me about 3 weeks ago and said, Joe, next year I want to do a torch run. And I said, no, we're doing it next month. We pulled it off. Can it be better? Always, there's room for improvement. It was a huge success. I will go on record and tell you, I know Jared is here, I know Jared ran, thank you very much. I will tell you 25 student athletes from Lindbergh Elementary School, community members, police officers, really, I think, if nothing else, made all of us proud on a beautiful day. So thank you all for taking part in that. And I apologize, I know this is my longest one, and I will try to be really brief in this one. I know there have been much to do about our budget, our concerns financially, and my merit goals in specific. I will go on record tonight and tell everyone that cares I will forego any payment coming my way this year. In lieu of that, I would ask that we put a playground at Lindbergh Elementary School for students, because I think that was in the plans, and unfortunately, it's not. I will go on record tonight and tell you I do not want merit goals. I don't work for merit goals. My job is to make sure tomorrow is better than today. Thank you.
Board Attorney?
I have only one thing. I have a status conference in Newark on the case we've been discussing, KO on behalf of the minor child versus Richfield and Palisades Board of Education. That's on Friday. I'll let everybody know after the conference is over. That's it.
Okay, report of the board committees. Finance, Mr. Mattisich.
Before you, you have 8 resolutions. I received them this afternoon, I went through them, and they seem to be okay, so I move on consent agenda on all 8.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, who's covering the liability insurance for this program?
What number?
This seems like they're renting it for a certain amount of time, is that
Yeah,
correct?
what number? What resolution, Paul?
Resolution number 1.
Number 1. Rich?
There we go.
Number 1?
Insurance.
They provide us with insurance. I believe this is about the 10th year that they've been, maybe a little less long, sorry. Maybe the 9th year, I exaggerated. Maybe the 9th year that they're doing this. They've been tremendous tenants for us. And there's never been an issue. Joe, I know you were up at high school for a while. There's never been an issue with any damage, but they do have to provide. Anybody who uses our facilities has to provide insurance that covers us.
Very good, thank you. The reason why we have AC.
They're the reasons we have AC up there, exactly.
I have a question on number 3. It says the attached budget transfers, but I don't see any attachment for the budget transfers.
Sorry, Anthony, I forgot to attach them. I will email them to everybody tomorrow. That's okay. I did forget to attach them.
Okay.
Now you call it.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Maria Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Ken Bruno? I'm sorry, Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Barney White? Jason Gill? John Mattisich?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Personnel, Mr. Wu?
Yes, before you are 12 resolutions. I make a motion that we approve all 12.
Second it.
Any discussion?
Yes, 5 and 6, why?
Number 5 is for family reasons, Mr. Kim, and number 6, it was a mutual decision. Mr. Hegewalt has enough years of experience in the private plus the public sector with us to retire. With that being said, we also need to move to a full-time science teacher with regard to the next generation science standards next year. So it was mutually agreed upon, but I will tell you, he will definitely be missed. He had a great rapport with the kids there.
Thank you.
He's a math teacher. We did double math. Next year, we must do a full year of science in the 6th grade.
Not so much a question, more of a statement. Number 12, it's another sad day for the science department at the high school. Christina Bickford is a friend of mine, and I know that she did a great job while teaching at the high school. And I know that she'll be sorely missed by the students, and I do wish her luck, but I'm very sad to say that we'll be approving her resignation also today.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Mary Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Connie Wang?
Yes.
Jason Kemp?
Yes.
John Mattison?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Curriculum, Mr. Jason
Excuse
Kim?
me, Madam President, I think you skipped over buildings and community.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks.
Sure, forget about it.
Mr. Donovan, somebody forget about you.
Okay, in front of you, you have two resolutions for use of the school facilities. I recommend that the board, I move that the board approve both.
I second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mary Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Connie Wang? Jason Kemp?
Yes.
John Mattison?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Now, curriculum?
Yeah, before you, in front of you, we have one resolution. I recommend it for people to pass it.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call?
Mary Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Connie Wang?
Yes.
Jason Kemp?
Yes.
John Mattison?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Negotiation?
One thing before, are we gonna actually talk about curriculum?
This one in regard?
Oh, no,
or
not
separate?
about this, it's separate.
I have a whole folder of the next generation. I knew.
Okay, yeah, because I want to say that I done with, school also.
Good, good. Well, jump in now. Can you still do that, Rich, while we're on curriculum?
You can do that, you can do the new business, I don't care which one.
I'll say it for the business.
Negotiations, Mr. Polka?
Yes, we're supposed to have a negotiation committee meeting with the Teamsters, which involves the custodians, but unfortunately, the Teamsters representative Patrick called in sick, so we'll have to reschedule. During closed session, we'll figure out a couple of dates and bang it up again and set this up. I know it's getting late, so our priority is to get this straightened out best we can.
After the meeting roll.
After the meeting, correct.
Doesn't have to be closed. Policy, Mr. Rotundo?
Before you, we're doing the second reading for the four policies that were introduced during the last meeting. I don't think that we're moving on them yet, I think that we're just doing the second reading, correct?
Second it.
It is, it's adopted.
Oh, we're adopting them, okay.
John, was that you?
Yes.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mary Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Connie Wang?
Yes.
Jason Kemp?
Yes.
John Mattison?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
PTA, PTSA, student activities, Ms. Wang?
First, I just want to mention that Anne-Marie, who's the Cub Master of the Cub Scout Pack 379, wrote a very nice thank you letter regarding the support this past school year. So I just wanted to mention that. There are also 4 field trips in front of us. I move that we move on all 4.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mary Alvarez?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Howard Donovan?
Yes.
Connie Wang?
Yes.
Jason Kemp?
Yes.
John Mattison?
Yes.
Anthony Rotundo?
Yes.
And Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Calendar foods, Ms. Wang?
Nothing to report at this meeting.
New Jersey School Board Liaison, Mr. Bruno's not here. Mr. Jason Kim, would you like to take that?
No, we have nothing to report this time.
Any old business?
Yes, Madam President, I just wanted to mention, express the fire department's thanks, on behalf of the fire department, express their thanks for the board members and administration, as well as the residents and members of the school community for supporting their fundraiser, the Hook and Ladder Company's fundraiser we had last Sunday morning with the pancake breakfast. Worked out very well, And again, we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Anything further on old business? New business?
Yes, now I'll bring up the curriculum. I met with Bill Spooner, discussing next generation science standards, which, by the way, are now being renamed by the state to New Jersey Student Learning Standards -Science. The state just changed it on us again. But I'm glad to say that with the help of Palisades Park, the past Southbury jointure meetings went very well. We were able to pretty much finish all of biology, most of chemistry, most of physics are done. I know that they're gonna do one more meeting probably next week, or during the week of the 20s, in order to finally finish the curriculum. And then Palisades Park is pretty much set for 9 through 12, and I'm hoping that you'll see something from 6 through 8 to make sure that they're there. I also discussed with them making sure that the electives are being handled. We can't just change chemistry and bio and not change like microbiology and things like that. So he's also on top of that. That's simple fix to get those in line. Along with it, it's getting the bio and chemistry and physics that are the major work. So I'm glad to say that we are moving forward with that.
Anything further for new business? Audience participation?
Make a motion to go open.
Okay.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Kathy Doheny, co-president of the PPA. For Mr. Kim, I understand that the Teamsters are not available, but the teachers are available to start negotiating. Are we going to start negotiating soon?
I asked the committee to give me some dates tonight that I could reach out to Mr. Lockey and give him the dates back.
I think they have 3 dates that they set up.
They gave me 3 dates.
Okay.
They gave me 3 dates.
Right.
The committee hasn't given me the dates yet.
Okay.
That's what I need to do.
Will you give us the dates?
I, for one, have been very proactive with the negotiation committee concerning teachers' negotiation. I know last time was a year and a half old, and it was a big mess. I don't want that to happen again. So, just personally.
We agree, and we'd like to be settled, because we're willing to work through the summer to be settled for September.
If I can show you my emails, it states exactly that. I want to be on it.
Okay, great, I look forward to it. Thank you.
So before we leave here tonight, we'll figure out what dates. You have the dates with you?
I have his dates, which you all have, because I forwarded his email to you. I need dates from you when you're available, because everybody always tells me June is a very tough month.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that
So-
email.
Yeah, I don't remember that email either.
I don't remember that
Well,
email.
it's one of the 60 we've done this month.
Yeah, because it's been a lot of
It's
emails.
fine with that, just, I didn't see it.
I need here and, yeah.
Ms. Del Judas had her hand up.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Dr. Cirillo, board members. I'm here tonight as a speaker for the paraprofessionals at ECC for the special ed department. 2 meetings ago, salary increase was discussed and insurance was addressed to you at the board meeting. We would like to know the outcome of this. I want to make you aware that our position in the special ed department differs from the other positions, the professionals, the paraprofessional, and the other classes as others. Salaries differ. And some are that are not certified. Their salaries differ versus 5,000 to 6,000, and they're not certified. And they have the same responsibilities. Please take this into consideration. You would like to have the same salary as theirs. I mean, we do the same responsibilities as they do. As far as the health insurance, without this increase, we cannot afford the health insurance. If you could find a different program later on in the future, we would appreciate it. And we do appreciate you giving us a contract with the 5 days. If you can give us more sick days, we would appreciate it. If you could take the time, we will all appreciate it, especially the special ed department. I mean, all the paraprofessionals do work, and we work hard. We treat the children as if they're our own children. If you could take that, and take the special ed department, and maybe give us a salary increase that's equal as the others have a higher salary versus ours, we would appreciate it.
Just say 2 words. Olga,
Of
I
course.
commend you, I applaud you,
Thank
everyone
you.
that works with you in that department. I think when I started 3 years ago, I strive strive to do one thing, to try to bring some consistency to all of your worlds and your work ethics. As far as contracts, I inherited some contracts that were here, and some that were here. In all fairness, I know the day after the conversation, I think Melissa spoke 2 months ago, I had Lala Gillis run a report for me to see what it would cost us, the board, to offer health benefits. I'm almost afraid to tell you what that number is right now. With that being said, we did have some unfortunate situations with our budget. It's public. We have to all work together. We have to obviously do what's best. 5 days is 5 more days than you guys have ever gotten. And can I try to add more days to that? Working with the board, I would be sure as hell that they would give you what I recommend. At least I hope that. But again, we have to work as one to be able to offer not only, again, I know you're speaking on behalf of special ed aides, all aides,
Right.
all teachers, all support staff. I think what's fair is fair. Everyone's doing more, and some people are doing it for less. But again, we have run the numbers. If I could have offered it to every one of you, it would have been there the day after she ran it for me. We can't run this district into the ground. I apologize, but I also have a responsibility to the board.
Okay, thank you.
Not only do I need the letter approved, which, I appreciate, but I also need the conference approved. I have a July 1st deadline.
Yeah, we have a June 29th. I could not get it in on time, like I said to you yesterday, Elsa. I could not get the resolution in on time. That will be on the June 29th meeting. So let's be optimistic that it is approved that night.
Well, how much is the cost? Is there a cost?
It is $395.
Well, we can do an emergency resolution,
But
can't
we
we?
do have another meeting in June. There's no need for that.
29th is a closeout.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
I mean, she just said July 1st, so that's why I said,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, exactly, she said she needs it by July 1st.
Yes. Well, we can do that one, to permission slip, but that's filming June 16th.
Any other audience participation?
Yeah, Dr. Costanzo, executive board member of the PTA. It's been brought to my attention that the Italian department is being canceled out, or it's being taken away from the kids. I don't know if this is true or not, is this?
That is not true, Kathy.
Okay.
The Italian department, like any department in our district, has to be reevaluated constantly. I think the numbers of student requests justify the number of teacher courses. I will tell you, and I am Italian American, I hope my mom doesn't watch this video.
I hope not too, because.
The numbers do not warrant 2 full-time teachers at the high school. We have slowly but surely started to have Ms. Giantonio come down to ECC, actually. With that being said, studies are being done throughout the county. Studies that I think it's very important for us to know publicly that in K-4, world languages are not being offered throughout the county. Because again, and we can look at our own population here, we have many children who are learning English as a second language for the first time. When we throw in a world language to be a third language to be learned when they're 6 and 7 years old, I, for one, as a parent of children that age, start to question what are we doing and what we're doing. Is it meaningful? With that being said, we are not eliminating Italian. We are re-examining our numbers. We're justifying the request of students. And what we're going to ask many of our teachers in grades K-4, world language and cultures will be taught. It may not be an Italian teacher in that classroom. It may not be a Spanish teacher in that classroom. Those cultures and traditions will not be lost. They will be reinforced. Okay, I go on record telling you that tonight. But again, not all of our curriculum for next year has been approved yet.
Okay, but the kids that have taken Italian from K through 6 already.
Yes.
And are going up to the high school now.
We'll still have it afforded to them.
Okay, that are going up to 7th and 8th
Yes, ma'am,
grade.
they will have it,
Will still have it.
100%.
Okay,
Yes, 9 through 12 will still have it.
okay,
It's not going anywhere.
okay,
If that went, I think I'm gone.
okay.
My mom would be the one. K-4 will, well, it's not for tonight, but it will be world language and cultures. But again, it's not for tonight. We'll have to do a resolution if that's what you approve.
Any further discussion? Motion to close?
I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.